The first Black Ops 6 Zombies teaser is out now, and I don't think it's what you're thinking it is. So I've seen a lot of speculation about this new teaser. The context on it is it's a new video that's been added to the Truth Lies website, which Treyarch started last week. So if you don't know what's going on, I'll give you the 30-second recap here. The Truth Lies is an ARG website similar to what we've seen in the past with things like GK Nova 6 and Porn Takes Porn more recently. And they revealed it last week by basically telling Charlie and Tell about it, who then shared it with the community. And it's had a couple of videos so far that have all teased various elements of Black Ops 6. So they've been teasing parts of the campaign, the setting of the game, stuff along those lines, and also giving us an idea of when the game is going to be revealed in a trailer, which is actually tomorrow. So click the subscribe button on this video now to make sure that you don't miss that. Anyway, that's the context, right? And the teasers thus far have all been campaign-based until Sunday, where they added a new video, which was mostly campaigny, but it did have an option at the end, which we hadn't seen before, to have the viewer rewind the video. And if you rewound the video, then you unlocked this video that I'm going to play for you on the screen right now. So that was very short, right? That was an extremely short and sweet little Zombies teaser, but it is a Zombies teaser. It's the first one that we've seen, so good news that we're getting Zombies teasers this early and that they're kind of paying attention to the Zombies community this soon. That's not a guarantee from Treyarch by any means. A lot of people, myself included, thought that the Zombies teasers were going to be starting in more or less August, so it's a good sign. But as I alluded to in the start of the video here, I think the community is approaching this teaser in a way that is maybe a little dangerous. I think we might be setting ourselves up for disappointment just a teeny tiny bit. And my reasons for this are hopefully justified. We'll see if you agree with them. So the immediately obvious things you notice from the teaser is that number one, there is a character in the middle sliding and shooting towards the zombies. So like, okay, shooting while sliding is back. Cool, like W movement system. But then you start to realize, hold on one jolly little second here. That's not just any character sliding. That appears to be Scarlet Rhodes from the Chaos storyline introduced in Black Ops 4 Zombies and only ever referenced since in the form of an audio log mentioning Alistair Rhodes, who is Scarlet's father. So very peculiar that Scarlet is in this video. That's really exciting because Scarlet is a character who, in Black Ops 4, was a named character with her own dialogue, her own story within Zombies, and most importantly, she was not just a generic operator. So in Black Ops 4, you could choose who you wanted to play as, right? But the Zombies characters were limited to just the Zombies characters. You weren't running around in Black Ops 4 playing as Luke Skywalker. Whereas in Call of Duty now, that's the norm, right? We've got this new nameless operator system where they are not specifically characters in the strike team or what have you. They're just whoever you pick. And as a result, they don't have their own dialogue. They don't give you interesting quotes as the rounds progress. They just say things like, I need ammo. Like, it's boring. And I'd say that in the Zombies community, there's probably two things that are the most requested out of everything with the way the current system works. Number one is the return of round-based. That's something that is extremely important to basically everybody. And the good news is that all the leaks point towards this game indeed having round-based returning. So that's good stuff. But the other most requested thing, in my view, is the return of the old system for operators. So not the new operator system where everyone's not named, but rather specific named characters who talk to each other and who have opinions about the world and who have a story that is a zombie-specific story, not this weird hodgepodge, amorphous amalgamation of different kind of running campaigns from Modern Warfare and from Treyarch and just messing everything up. Nobody likes that. People want the old system back. And so it seems at face value like she's back, and that means that the old system is back, and therefore we're in the money. Like, we're happy, right? But this is where I want to kind of suggest a bit of caution for the community. So I think there is actually a very, very high chance, I would rate it at a 90+% chance, that the old system is not returning in this game. Part of the reason for that is that it just makes them too much money. You see, the reason they introduced that system in the first place is because skins are much easier to sell for any old character that you can go wild with compared to a very limited set of 4 characters, right? And so Treyarch, and by association Call of Duty and Activision, want to make money from their microtransactions. They also want to make money from the fact that Zombies is now a free DLC as opposed to the previous model that we used to have, where it would be $15 for each of the DLC maps. That would be part of the map pack offering, right? So they're trying to make money from the system now, and operator skins allow them to do that. So you might ask, okay, well, like, yes, I recognize that that's the case, but surely there's a world where they can do something so that they no longer need to rely exclusively on operator skin sales. Like in Black Ops 3, they had the Gobblegum system, and that seemed to work. So why can't they just bring Gobblegums back now and get rid of this horrible operator stuff? And part of the answer to that is, again, well, we were paying for DLCs in Black Ops 3, and part of it's also that clearly the Gobblegum model wasn't entirely perfect in Activision's eyes. Like, it wasn't a complete cash cow because they changed it so much in Black Ops 4. So when Black Ops 4 rolled around, we had this elixir system that everybody universally hated. I don't remember a single person really being excited about that system. And so the idea of going back to something like that, like if we were going to go back to Gobblegums per se, but do it in the most modernized way, I think that would actually be a real loss. Granted, I really, really very strongly dislike the operator system, but to go to a system like that is still something that I would sort of really think about before just signing up for it, you know what I mean? And also, I just think that the chances of them having the confidence to say, yeah, let's do a completely new system here are pretty damn low. Like, this is Treyarch, and Treyarch have really tried over the years to protect us, I think, in some ways from Activision's meddling, but there comes a point where, like, they've rebooted the universe, they've had some weaker Zombies installments in recent years, and they kind of need to smash this year, and part of that is going to be that they need to smash their monetization requirements, and that's going to mean that the operator system is just, it's going to have a home in this year's Call of Duty. I just feel it in my bones. Now, I have seen some people suggesting, okay, well, maybe there's a world where we can choose to play as either a yes. We can choose to either play as, like, a proper character. So, like, we could play as Rectifun, and Rectifun would, like, talk to us between rounds, right? Or we could potentially play as Soap, and Soap would just be silent. Like, the quotes and stuff would be opt-in, if you will, if you played as that character. And again, I really like that idea. The problem is that means that there is a significant reason to not play as the characters that they're trying to sell skins for, whether that be Soap or Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader or whoever, right? And from a business perspective, I don't see us being in a world where Activision goes, yeah, so the characters we sell skins for would be less interesting than the other characters. Let's do it. Like, I just don't think that that's them. I think that they're going to say anyone that we're really pushing skins for has to be just as good an option, if not better, than the boring characters in the story. But I have seen some people saying, oh, it's been leaked, there's this and that and the other, and like there's been a lot of kind of suggestions about various different options that may come or may not come from leaks. But as things stand right now, there's also been quite an interesting kind of disagreement, I think, in a lot of the leak community, where I'm just seeing a lot of people not able to really align on what has or hasn't actually been leaked from the game's code. But because of that, I'm like, okay, well, sure, there might be some leaked rumors that there is indeed going to be some kind of alternative to the operator system, but while that community is in such disarray about what is or isn't real, I kind of don't know what to believe. And I'd kind of rather stick in the world where I don't overhype things in my own head. Like, I don't want to be too delulu here and then end up really disappointed that I got excited based on something that I could have kind of had some control over. And I posted on Twitter about this earlier today, and I said, like, it kind of sucks, right? Because it's fun to be delulu. Like, it's fun to speculate about all these exciting things that could come to the game and speculate about our hopes and wishes actually being fulfilled for once, right? Like, really getting our dream Zombies title. That's just, it's fun to be like, yeah, I want 6 maps on launch. Yeah, I want a map every month instead of every 3 months. Like, sure, that's cool, man. That's so cool. But at the same time, I just think it's important to recognize, like, if you set yourself up with those sorts of expectations, then you're really setting up a recipe for disaster, I think, in a big way. The way I'd rather position it is I have high hopes. Like, I would love for them to do these things. And as a fan, right, like, I don't wish the downfall of Zombies in any way. I wish the opposite. I wish for this mode to just endlessly get more and more interesting and more hyped and more players and all these things over the years. So my hopes are high and I'm always looking for the best for the mode, right? But my expectations are what I'm crucially keeping low, because I don't want to be in a situation where I also start promoting the game to you guys, for example, being like, think about all these cool, exciting things that could happen, and then they don't, and I'm here like, Well, didn't really do my due diligence on that one, did I? That's a bit embarrassing. Like, I just don't want to be in that position, and it kind of feels like that's especially pertinent given the stuff that I was talking about in my whiteboard video that I did about the state of zombies in 2024. So I'm just trying to be careful, right? And I want you guys to be kind of keeping that in mind to some extent as well, that, yeah, it's fun to think about the best case scenario here, but we should also look at the realistic scenario as well, right? So that's one element where I think that it's worth just sort of considering, like, hold on, maybe this isn't what we're thinking here. Maybe this isn't confirmation that the operating system is just going to be back to what we really loved. And the other angle, which is a little bit more of a sort of out there suggestion, because it really does look like Scarlet, but still, I want to sort of explore the possibility. There is a chance that this just isn't Scarlet. Now, I know that that might seem like I'm just being a downer here, but hear me out. With Samantha, they really focused on this idea of redesigning her character to look completely different in this game. Similarly, with Richtofen does not dress like how he used to dress. He doesn't have any real alignment with how he used to be other than his face, right? Similar with Samantha. Samantha even, I mean, as an adult, we didn't have her face before. I think that's even been pretty heavily updated. So things are pretty new in that regard. They've redesigned her character. I think that's fair to say. But with this design of Scarlet that we're all sort of going crazy about, it's her red jacket, her little like waist jacket thing. And that's exactly what we saw from her in the Chaos storyline during Black Ops 4. And so that's fine. Like, yes, we've identified that it's a similar piece of clothing, but why haven't they redesigned her? Like, clearly that was an important thing for Treyarch to do with their other characters, especially these characters that were so beloved. Don't you think that also seeing as the Chaos story wasn't canon previously and now it is, and this is in a different time period, do you not think that they would have redesigned her jacket? Like, why would she still be in that jacket? That jacket wasn't particularly important. It's not like she's not Scarlet without that jacket. So why would we not be seeing a new jacket on her? Like, why wouldn't we be seeing something updated for 2024? It just feels to me like that would be a really weird oversight. Like, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb to me if she just looks like her Chaos design. Like, I don't know why that would be the case. I mean, even in 9 Zombies, she's not wearing the red jacket, right? She's wearing her Gladiator outfit. So is there a world where this is just a character that happens to be wearing a similar red waistcoat, but it's actually just not Scarlet? And I think, to be honest, yeah, I think that's possible. And there's maybe a bit of evidence for it as well. Like, you could kind of argue that Scarlet's sleeves in her old design went down her arm a little bit more like my sleeve goes down my arm here. Whereas the sleeves in the new design are much more just sort of on the shoulder like that. And so, yeah, I guess you could argue, oh, well, there's the redesign you're looking for, Milo, but that's not a redesign. That's someone's sleeves being pushed up. Like, come on now. And so, like, maybe that's a sign that it's someone else. I mean, again, it's real conjecture here, but that's part of the zombies community is speculating about random nonsense. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking with regards to whether or not it is Scarlet and whether or not that means that the operating system is just gone and we're going back to the good old days. I'll, of course, be covering all of this in all my future videos. So make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss that stuff. And the link on screen right now should take you over to one of those new videos so that you can be as up to date as possible as we head into the trailer as well. It's been a pleasure. And let me know if you like this new format as well. Bye for now.